2 matches.
That's
We'll do a tiebreaker if we need, but 2 is going to decide it. So the time to set up is now. You got to step up. OpTic on your left. We have Fighter Prism on the right. And Landon, where are we dropping?
Oh, boy. It looks like for the OG side, they might be making a risky reels push. It seems as if Marz or wait a second. I think there's a player who just passed him who sorry, my apologies. That was another person in the lobby. It actually just happens to be his teammate. So it looks like we're going to be seeing a risky, maybe outskirts risky toward a few of the houses, at least for the OG side. And to be honest with you, where's Prism and Co. going? Are they going toward Valhalla potentially?
It looks like Valhalla, and this is one of my favorite places to land. And the reason being is you usually have at least one team that kind of land up there, but you have the rifts that can take you all the way over towards Tilted or maybe even halfway towards Salty, depending on where you want to go. So it gives you a lot of potential for the rotation to kind of get your routes. Where they're going, I don't disagree with it. But the travel distance that they had to travel with, hey, who knows? There might be a team there, there might not. But one thing is for certain, if no one shows up, they're going to have a lot of loot in their possession.
They definitely will, of course, on at least the screen that I'm looking at right now has got to be the boys from OG. They could be seeing quite a few engagements, at least when we started to come down, obviously, from the battle bus. I saw quite a few names, quite a few of the random in-game players deciding to go toward risky reels, as it looks like inventory, looking pretty decent for either of our teams for, a decent portion. But I believe, remote explosives, a random assault rifle, a green assault rifle, gray tac right now for Marz. Looking pretty decent, but we'll see as time goes on, as Valhalla not looking to be as crowded as what I'm kind of used to.
And that's okay, right? Because they'll be able to get looted up anyways, and those rifts are always there so they can kind of rotate forward. When they do finally go on the attack to kind of get those eliminations, they're going to have plenty of loot to be made to kind of go on and get those eliminations. Of course, though, the OpTic boys, I kind of want to pay a little bit of attention to them. They land at these outside houses. This is something that Face Tifu and Cloakzy used to do back in the day. This is one of their spots, right, because it allows for a pretty good rotation. Nowadays, in modern days, risky reels, you go to the outside houses, you push in, you'll get a couple of eliminations, of course, if you're lucky, and then you can push towards Tomato Town, which typically has someone there as well. So a lot of options to be made.
Yeah, definitely. Whenever the kind of initial portion of the map was made, it seemed as if kind of like not really too much of a POI, to be honest with you. But, oh, my gosh, talk about interest. This one has gotten very, very crucial. An immediate shot to the chest as, that's it, 14 HP or I think something along those lines for Dramas. That is very, very scary as, I believe, oh my gosh, Marz gets taken down.
This is not good, Landon.
This is not looking good at all, Taylor, as this team just stomps all over them. OG, the worst way to start off the finals, Prism and Fighter. Congratulations on a huge, advantage right now. Oh,
definitely
my gosh.
so. Now they just got to
no elims, I don't think.
Nope, no elims on either which side. So that's, hey, it is what it is. There's a lot that can still happen. Obviously, the slow and passive plays from Prism and Fighter seem to be working out. Going Valhalla was definitely the better answer. Obviously, now as they've rotated down, and they'll slowly push into Greasy. But now they're just going to go ahead and get their mats kitted up. There's no reason to push forward. They know the pressure is off. Everything is extra credit from this point forward. Every kill they get is going to be guaranteed a lead into the second game. So at this point, they're feeling pretty good. Lots of rifts still straight ahead.
Taylor, I can't believe it. They died so early.
They did. At Risky, too.
Yeah. Obviously, Risky's a decent place to go to. I was talking about how it can be a place of interest from time to time, but wow, that squad, I don't know how they managed to get that little line set onto Marz, but you've got to be keeping in mind, there was in the last series versus Vivid and Co., or the one even prior to that, Marz was kind of struggling with dying a little bit early, seeing early exits, and that was Dramas who came in clutch quite a bit of the time. Of course, it's going to bite you in the butt eventually if it continues on happening, as it's going to be Prism and Fighter. Like we said, man, 50-plus players, a lot of eliminations still to come as they're going to look upon YMCA, going to see if they can spot anyone around this area, and it looks like he's going to go and dive straight down like a hawk. They see at least someone involved here in this soccer field, and they're going to ruin the party. They're going to spoil the fun as the player jumps over the soccer ball, and he is going to drop just like that. Nice little two-piece coming in here from what I believe is Fighter. As he's going to continue on, destroys the entire squad, but another knockdown. There's going to be a fourth player around here somewhere.
Not bad at all. I think I did hear that a player's going to be gas station, and there he is, in fact, at gas station as both players rain down bullets. And there's the eliminations coming into effect. That's going to be 3 for our man that we're watching now. Is another one in the hands, I believe, of Fighter as well. So good stuff coming in on both ends is obviously that's a huge advantage, right? Now they're going to be 4-0 guaranteed going into second round, and still plenty of eliminations. We had 47 in total engagement still remaining as these people, this team, Fighter, Prism, they made their way through qualifiers, and they're making the most of it. They got $5,000 in mind, and that's exactly what they'll settle with.
Definitely so. Of course, the Legion Sunday Showdown is sponsored by Lenovo Legion, a series of gaming desktops, laptops, and cubes with unmatched performance and clean, purpose-built designs available at lenovo.com/Legion. Lenovo Legion, gaming desktops, laptops, and cubes combine a sleek exterior with some serious firepower under the hood. Lenovo Legion, stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. And to go off of that, speaking of savage, that is exactly what we're seeing from Prism and Fighter. They are going at this. They're not wanting to slow down. They want to try to get as many elims as possible, Taylor, realizing how important it is to go into a game like this, to go into a grand finals, and to have the opportunity for a team to get eliminated so early on in the game. Talk about a blessing, and I hope that they at least go off of it and use what is that massive positive to their advantage.
A lot of builds going up here for this Rift, of course. Where is their next destination going to be? Well, let's find out. Could potentially be over towards the factories at Loot Lake. Not a bad position either, but, I mean, you know, kind of cut off those rotations coming in from wherever direction, maybe Salty, Tilted, maybe even Pleasant as well. Of course, just scouting the area, not quick to drop, and wisely so. They know there's going to be opponents ahead, and there it is. There's a couple little ants just dotting their way across Loot Lake. Of course, bouncy now as Kevin dissipated in it, unfortunately. And it looks like they found their first victim. Now
well,
they just got to
no
connect
idea.
the shot.
They
have no
teams.
idea, Landon.
There was 2 teams just in front of
Look
them,
at
Taylor.
them. This is ridiculous.
Oh, my gosh. This is unbelievable. And as we watch this, so do OG. They have got to be so frustrated at this point, as this is just pop shots being taken. And speaking of that, a huge one as the shields go down right now for Fighter. Prism going for the engagements and trying to build up as quick as he can. And it's going to be a massive opportunity for them to take a lead in this match. Of course, firing a few of the suppressed shots. Actually has 2 of the common suppressed SMGs in his back pocket. Not necessarily the most ideal weapon of choice, but anything that you can do to have a little bit of that excess damage is going to be worth it. But as he glides across, interesting fights is what we're seeing right now, Taylor. I don't really know how to describe this, but it's fun.
I love it.
It's fun. It's interesting, and that's exactly how you can describe the builds. My word. Fantastic play from Fighter. Destroys one and should be able to take down the other. Just trying to build a hut, as this does not stand a chance.
Elimination coming in. Yet another player remaining. Dropping down to the low ground. Shotgun in the hand of the enemy, and there it is.
Great shot.
Takes out the streamer. Now it's back to work as normal as we hear the communication going down. Of course, slurp in hand. Will he go ahead and thirst it and then take up the med kit? Nope, drops the bandages. Wise decision as well. Prism jumping ahead, knowing there's more players. You see just at the direction of about 15. There's going to be yet some more builds going down.
So crowded.
It's very crowded over here at Loot.
Oh, he's gonna, I was going to say,
yeah.
maybe he
Hello?
allows the res? That guy had no idea what was going on. Sorry, Loreno. Apologies for that, buddy. But, man, I think in that situation, right, I know it's a lot easier said than done, but maybe he allows the res to go through and then takes down that player, because that would have been another elimination. Unless that one already came in from his teammate. I don't believe it did, but could be possible. Of course, many more builds just on the outside of Loot Lake, as I think we've seen the entire lobby here at one point, but there goes Prism, and now it's all up to Fighter, needing to be very careful with this, right? A lot of players around him, and you could argue if he has the opportunity to escape, it wouldn't be the worst idea, considering the amount of players left and the lead that you want to try and establish heading into that game number 2. And there happens to be someone just above him, and he's going to realize it. Looking and trying to build away and take down these players.
Saw some explosions happening. Takes a shotgun blast to the face, but not going to be deterred. He's going to keep pushing forward as this player is building a double ramp. Oh, no, he got Harry Potter. Can he get out of it? Trying to build it, and he'd go ahead and he builds himself in, and wisely so. He's going to go ahead and take a sip from the slurp, but watch out. Player just up ahead. It's getting pretty dangerous, Landon. Of course, he needs to reload his weapons. He's starting to run out on either which end, but he can't catch a breather at this point. This team is unrelenting.
He's playing this well, too. You got to give him credit.
I got to say, he is playing it absolutely well, taking that upper ground. Of course, a lot of people have been talking about how he doesn't have a shotgun, but hey, it's great for spamming through those builds.
Definitely.
And bringing down your opponent.
Compact SMG. Can do some work.
No.
Oh, no. Tagged up from his right side to his south. Just did not have enough builds up. And like I said, man, it takes another bit of damage. That wall actually just got destroyed as he tried to jump down toward it, taking quite a bit of damage. And thankfully does have that med kit when he vents to use it, but not having the opportunity as Jedi Mind Trick, shout out to that gamer tag, will take him down. However, though, it's not the worst thing in the world for them to get taken down, despite there being, 20-plus players alive.
It's not too bad.
Reason being is because OG died without a single elimination.
That's
and
it.
I know what? I think it was Fighter who had at least 8.
10
so,
total.
It's going to be 10 overall to 0. 2 others obviously coming in from his teammate. But 10 to 0 advantage, that's pretty crucial.
It's big. That's big going in, right? Because, we talk about – but then again, let's go back to the Vivid Reverse match. There was an 8 elimination lead heading into the second game, and OpTic ended up taking that with quite a few eliminations still to be had. So with that being said, 10 is a lot. Don't get me wrong. That's 2.5 squads that you're going to have to eliminate, depending if it's a full squad. And, of course, with that being said, 10 – I mean, it's doable. They're going to have to make something work. It's not going to be easy. But from what I just saw, if I had to guess, they're going to be sticking together, OpTic, or maybe they might split apart. But OpTic, they tend to stay together for the most part from what I've seen.
Well,
but they
it's
do
weird,
split.
right? Because when you face off against pro teams, or at least if you have the ability to watch guys from time to time, if you face off, against FaZe, if you face off against TSM, Liquid, etc., you kind of know what they like to do. And especially if you're a pro player, you kind of match the same play styles because you guys kind of go the same routes, etc. One thing about Prism and Fighter, these guys aren't really that well known for the most part, right? They make their way through our online qualifiers, and they get here in a very impressive way. But that's the thing. You don't know anything about them. That's the element of surprise that Prism and Fighter has in this series, is that they probably know what OpTic likes to do, but OpTic has no idea what their strategies are. So do they want to play passive? Do they want to play fast? And if we see Prism and Fighter go to a very high, I guess you could say, concentrated area, and they start to go off, I mean, Marz and Dramas, you could argue, maybe they start to feel the pressure so much that they're saying, hey, we have to go tilted because we don't know what the other team is going to do.
The thing is what was interesting from Fighter was rocking that double SMG, and that's something you don't see too often. He had double SMG, of course, with a suppressed AR. Now, there was plenty of opportunities for him to grab a shotgun, but he opted out of that, not to get it. And this is kind of a strategy that I've been heard talk throughout the pro scene. Dual SMG meta. I think Myth was the one who was kind of maybe talking about it through tweets, and he was like, there's really no reason to have a shotgun, but there is a reason to have a shotgun, especially now with pumps being so powerful. Yeah. So I want to see him add a shotgun to his inventory, kind of rock the traditional shotgun, SMG, AR. That's kind of what I want to see. If he does want to maybe go that route, maybe an SMG, LMG, I don't know. That's kind of still a funky setup. Yeah. I'm a shotgun man myself, but
I am too.
I don't know. We'll see if he'll maybe change that up in the future. But they're actually into the lobby, and they're going to be dropping as of right now. Let's go ahead and get into the game. Game number 2, 10 elimination deficit.
Yeah, man. Game number 2 and the final game here of week number 1, Legion Sunday Showdown, powered by Lenovo Legion, comes down to this. Drama and Marz, like you said, Taylor, a 10 elimination deficit, as they're going to have to try to make a huge comeback happen. It looks like they're going to be making their way toward Racetrack off the break, at least for Drama, or potentially into a few other locations. A lot of opportunities to go somewhere, but it looks like for Fighter and Co., they're making their way toward Paradise Palms. This is also a very active place, too.
Absolutely so, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Retail, though, we've seen many tournament lives ended at this place.
Very, very true.
So, that being said, you got to be careful. And look at this drop, though, from Drama. Just go ahead and right underneath this platform here inside this. Now, that's a drop I've never really seen. He gets a lot of ammunition. He gets some minis, maybe a stack of wood, but what else? Not a lot. So
you answered your own question there, right? Like, what do you get? Well, not a whole lot, to be honest with you.
I'm very curious as to that kind of drop. But with that being said, does have a green tack, and we'll see if he can get to work with that.
Yeah, of course, Drama and Marz, they're the guys who we really need to be looking out for. It's really going to come down to them, whether they kind of decide their fate in this instance. Of course, on screen right now with Drama, thinks he might have spotted someone, and with that Portafort being out, you'd like to think that someone was at least there for a time. But doing some investigating, sealing some clues, and going to capitalize on it, as it will be the first elimination of the game for the OG side, I believe. Not a whole lot of loot to come from it, but a nice start nonetheless.
Absolutely. So one elimination, that's how you want to start it. Got to chip away at that 10 elimination. Now, look at Fighter and Prism. You know where they're at? Western is one of the interesting areas that I like to go to, and the reason being is it has a lot of chest. It's actually really underrated. The rotations out of it is pretty It's pretty sketchy, though, but if you're looking for loot, you're looking for a slow start, that's the way to go.
Ooh.
And, wow, takes some damage.
So much so that it literally froze the screen.
It absolutely did. That was a powerful hit from that tactical shotgun from the other guy.
My word, Marz. My goodness. But it looks like Drama's, though, on the other end, also very low in HP.
Oh,
this could be it right here.
No, it's already over.
Explosive comes in. One grenade launcher to rule them all. And Drama and Marz drop in an instant. And just like that, it is over. Fighter and Prisms are your Lenovo Legion Sunday Showdown champions. Congratulations to those two. They made their way all throughout the entire tournament. And they are your champions. My goodness, what a run.
What did I say? Retail Row has ended many people's tournament lives. And I don't know what it is about retail. Yeah. Even whenever I'm playing with my buddies, retail's fine. I don't really like the drop. I honestly don't.
Man.
I would prefer a salty, maybe a lazy, those places are more chaotic, but I don't know what it is about retail. It's just the angles, and it's cursed. It really is.
It really
cursed.
is, man.
I don't know. I don't like dropping retail.
And I think you have a very valid reason. A lot of footage as the reason why you shouldn't be doing it, man. It's a scary location. We talked about a number of different places they could go. I thought OG was probably going to go Paradise Palms. It looked like they were going Racetrack, and I was like, maybe not the greatest location to go unless you want to catch an ATK on the way. But despite that, though, Retail Row, like I said, man, it's ended so many careers. A lot of money has been lost in that particular location, and it's called retail for a reason. It costs quite a bit to go there, and unfortunately for them, that will be their final purchase.